Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. So, the NFL landscape is buzzing right now with some serious rumors that could shake up the AFC North and, more specifically, give the Pittsburgh Steelers a huge boost on their quest for another Super Bowl. And no, we're not talking about just any trade. We're talking about a blockbuster deal involving Max Crosby, the relentless edge rusher from the Las Vegas Raiders. This isn't just gossip. There's real smoke behind these whispers, and it could turn into a fire that fuels Pittsburgh's championship ambitions. Now, let's set the scene. The Raiders are currently sitting at 4-9, and their defense is leaking about 30 points per game in 2025. That's a pretty rough stat line, especially for a team that once had high hopes. They're in rebuild mode, and their cap situation isn't helping much. They've already blown through $92 million of their salary cap, leaving little room to maneuver. Their defense, especially their pass rush, has been inconsistent at best. They rank 28th in DVOA, which is a pretty telling sign of just how much they need to overhaul that unit. So it makes sense that they're exploring options to clear space and reset the roster, and trading Crosby could be part of that plan. Imagine the Steelers pulling off this move. Crosby, a guy with a relentless motor and a knack for getting after the quarterback, would immediately slot into that elite tier of pass rushers alongside T.J. Watt. The duo would be an absolute nightmare for opposing offenses, a pairing that would strike fear into every quarterback. Think of a predator and its prey, prowling the backfield and devouring QBs like wolves on a hunt. It's reminiscent of the Khalil Mack trade back in 2018, but with even more upside in sacks and pressure production. Crosby is a game changer, a player who can elevate a defense to a whole new level, especially with his ability to generate pressure and disrupt plays. Let's talk about Crosby's profile. Standing at 6'5", 255 pounds, he's built like a Greek god of pass rushing. His PFF overall grade this year is a solid 78.8, ranking 19th in the league, and he's been particularly dangerous in the pass rush category with a 78.2 grade, 17th overall. His run defense is also respectable, with a 75.6 grade, helping to balance his game. He's amassed 9 sacks so far this season, along with 39 solo tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and 28 tackles for loss projected over 13 games. His career numbers are even more impressive, with over 68, 5 sacks, and an average of more than 95 tackles a season. Just last year, his PFF grade shot up to 91. 7, ranking second in the league, and he finished 2023 with 17 sacks, a pace that could easily surpass 20 in a full season if healthy. Speaking of health, Crosby suffered a minor injury, an ankle sprain in Week 4, yet he's been able to play about 95% of the snaps, showing durability and resilience. His size, combined with his technique and relentless motor, draws comparisons to Myles Garrett, but with a higher sack upside. His pressure numbers are staggering. 116 pressures this year, placing him in the top 5 in the league, with 99 hurries and 62 stops. His win rate in one-on-one matchups is an impressive 36%, especially when considering his success against the run, where he's been a dominant force. His stats are on a trajectory that suggests he could finish with around 17 sacks, and his EPA per sack sits at -0.25, indicating that he's consistently making game-changing plays. Now, why would the Raiders consider trading Crosby? Well, their cap situation is dire, with an initial cap of $92 million, and they're likely looking to shed some salary to focus on rebuilding their roster, especially on offense. Trading Crosby would free up roughly $25 million in cap space, giving them more flexibility to target young offensive players and rebuild around their core. The reports from Adam Schefter and other insiders suggest the Raiders are skeptical about their window to contend. After all, they've allowed 12 sacks in total, and that's a major concern. Their defense has been leaking points and pressure, and they're at a crossroads. Moving Crosby now could be seen as a way to reset, especially since they're already considering a rebuild, and getting multiple draft picks along with a promising young wide receiver in return could set them up for the future. For the Steelers, this potential trade could be a game changer. Pittsburgh is sitting at 7-6, and their pass rush has been a major bright spot. T.J. Watt already has 12 sacks, and adding Crosby to the mix would elevate that unit to a new level. Imagine a duo that combines Watt's relentless motor with Crosby's explosiveness and pass-rushing prowess. Their combined pressures, sacks, and disruptiveness could increase the Steelers' total pressures by more than 50%, and their sack numbers could jump from around 35 to over 50. That's a massive boost, especially considering how critical pressure is in today's NFL. It would also improve their run defense, reducing points allowed from about 18 per game to even fewer, thanks to the extra stops and disruption. Projections are clear. With Crosby in the fold, the Steelers' defense could see a 20% increase in EPA per play, making them not just good but borderline elite. His history of boosting teams, similar to how Micah Parsons transformed the Cowboys' defense, gives fans hope that Pittsburgh's defense could become a legendary unit, one that dominates in the playoffs and makes life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. His impact in clutch moments, especially in the playoffs, could be huge. His grade of 90 for this season boosts his value even further, and if he joins Pittsburgh, the chances of him elevating the team's Super Bowl odds are significant. The latest betting odds see the Steelers' chances of winning Super Bowl LX jump from plus 2,000 to as low as plus 850 with a game-changing pass rush addition like Crosby. That's the kind of move that could push Pittsburgh over the top. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. A trade like this would send a clear message to the league and to their division rivals. Pittsburgh isn't just here to compete, they're here to dominate. The Steelers have a history of building through defense, and adding a player like Crosby would cement that legacy further. It's about creating a steel curtain 2-0, a formidable front that strikes fear into every offense they face. With T.J. Watt and Max Crosby rushing the passer from opposite edges, offenses would have nightmares trying to contain both. It would also open up more opportunities for the secondary, forcing quarterbacks to get rid of the ball quicker, and leading to more turnovers and sacks. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the Raiders are willing to part with Crosby and what draft picks or players they would want in return. The Steelers are known for their shrewd moves and ability to identify talent, and if they can land Crosby without giving up their entire future, it would be a massive win. Plus, with the current state of the AFC North, teams like Baltimore and Cincinnati still competitive. Adding Crosby could give Pittsburgh that extra edge to finally reclaim the division and push deep into the playoffs. In conclusion, this potential trade isn't just about acquiring a football player. It's about reshaping the future of the Steelers' defense and their Super Bowl aspirations. Crosby's ability to change games with his pass rush is exactly what Pittsburgh needs to elevate their game, especially with the playoffs just around the corner. The Steelers have historically been a team that builds through solid defense and smart moves, and this could be the move that cements their status as perennial contenders. It's a bold, aggressive step, and if it happens, Steelers fans can start dreaming even bigger about their team's future. The balance of power in the AFC North could shift dramatically, and Pittsburgh would be at the forefront of that change, leading the charge with a defense that strikes fear into every opponent. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you believe adding Max Crosby would be the game changer the Steelers need to finally get over the hump and make a deep playoff run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. This offseason could be one of the most exciting in recent memory. And with moves like this, the future looks brighter than ever for the black and gold.